everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carolyn and this is my Flosstube channel, Carolyn Stitches. Today is Saturday, December 4th, I believe, and I don't know which number Flosstube this is. Thank you to all my new subscribers who have joining me, and thank you to all the returning subscribers. Thank you for coming back and spending time with me. I have a full video today. I dug out my Christmas stitching, so I have prior Christmas finishes to share. I have new starts that are finishes. I didn't get around to fully finishing them, almost, maybe this weekend. I have new starts, I have whips, I have interesting haul that I just went down a rabbit hole on. I have projects my mom sent me home with. Hi, Mom. She watches. Projects my mom sent me home with that she's requesting to be stitched. Plans. So a little bit of everything. I guess it would help if I looked at my notes because I'm going to try to wing this. I'm going to mess something up. Okay. Let's see here. Notes. Okay. First off, I would like to send a thank you to Laura at Laura X Stitches in Australia. She shouted out my channel and she had some lovely comments to say about my channel. Thank you very much, Laura. I appreciate it. And oh my gosh, that epic Pokemon you just finished, that is amazing. Amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, go over to Laura X Stitches and she did this like giant epic Pokemon stitch. I think she said it took her like 5 years to do. Oh, wow. I don't know, 5 years. I've had some whips that have taken me 5 years to do, but they're not as involved and intense as that. It was pretty impressive. Oh, and Laura, I'm in Florida. She couldn't remember where I lived. I think she said Texas. No, I'm in South Florida. It's probably just as hot. Weather report, it is been cool. We've had some cool fronts, which is nice. I got long sleeves on because I'm cold. And cold to us, it was in the low 60s. Everyone else, you're probably like, that ain't cold. It's cold to us down here. We're not used to it. But anyway, it's been busy couple weeks. We had a good, quiet Thanksgiving. My husband and I, we just spent a quiet day together. And then we celebrated Thanksgiving the Saturday after with my family. We had a lovely dinner and a nice quiet Thanksgiving. And we've just been kind of relaxing and stitching and chilling out. Started to watch the Great British Bake Off holiday special last night, and then I noticed there's a whole nother one on NBC called Baking It. So I got to catch that one and watch that. Excited this month because Letterkenny season 10 starts, and those of you who know Letterkenny, you know it's a good show. Letterkenny is starting up later this month, so I'm excited about that. Just trying to get my thoughts and ideas together for 2022 and what I want to do in my stitching. I was trying to toss around some ideas because normally I just wing it. I stitch on what I want to stitch on, and if I feel like stitching it, I stitched on it. But then I had some ideas. Part of me was like, spend 1 month maybe working on whips and spend another month working on like nothing but mirabilia, and then the next month whips, and the next month say nothing but like my hands-on design patterns, and then a month of whips, and then maybe Bella Filipina, and then whips, and then maybe, you know, like Bent Creek patterns, something like that. So do like whips and then a designer all month, whips and a designer all month. Then part of me was thinking, why not do maybe January, work on my whips, and then February, pick a designer like all Mill Hill kits, and then March, all mirabilias, and then April, do all Bent Creeks or something. But then I don't know, because I'll just have a bunch of whips, because unless they're small, like Mill Hills, it takes me like 3 days to whip out a little Mill Hill kit. A small Bent Creek or a small hands-on design, yeah, that can take a couple days too, but something like a Mira, if I focus on a Mira, depending on the size of it, 2 to 3 months, 2 months sometimes. So I don't know if I'm going to do set plans like that, or if I'm just going to do whatever speaks to me and stitch what I want to stitch. Haven't quite decided, but I do have some plans coming up later that I'm going to talk about. Upcoming plans. One's a stitch along this month, and then whatchamacallit, I need some help for some ideas on another one. Oh, and I just went total down a rabbit hole. Let's rewind, go back. I also want to send a thank you to Janet at Janet Jabber. Hi, Janet. She shared some stitching that I shared with her of my Royal Games. I first met Janet online. Oh God, it's been a while, Janet. I was just looking at a project the other day, 2019. She was new to Flosstube. I think she started her Flosstube shortly after, but we met through one of those Stitcher get to know you things on Instagram, and I posted a unicorn chart, which was a raise the roof, crabby all year, and she's like, I have it. You want it? And I was like, sure. That is awesome. So I have it. I have started stitching it. I haven't got far. It's in the whip pile. I'm hoping to give it some love next year. But yeah, Janet, she's so sweet. If you're not watching Janet at Janet Jabber, go over and watch her. She's got such a bubbly personality. And she does some cute stitching, a little variety of everything. She's working on the Miras, the queens, the seasonal queens, winter, spring, summer, autumn, and she rotates them out with the seasons. And then she does different smalls. She's like a Mill Hill Monday, and she does some smalls in between. But if you're not watching Janet, go over and watch Janet Jabber. She's a lot of fun to watch. And then also Vicki, the Virginia Stitcher. Hi, Vicki. Excited to start a stitch along with you later this month. I'm kitted and ready. I'll get into that later, but you got to stop by and see Vicki. She does amazing stitching, a little bit of everything. You know, mostly Ada. She branches out a little, but she does beautiful pieces, beautiful stitching. She gets lots of stitching done, and she just has a great variety that she stitches on. And then she'll educate some as she, in her videos, she'll explain, you know, how she chooses flosses for stuff and all that. So let's get into it. I think I've kept my train of thought going okay. Giveaways. I will have to insert the video of giveaways here. I'm trying to get this recorded before my husband gets home he had to go into work today. So trying to get this recorded before he gets home from work. And then when he gets home from work and I have the computer, I will film the video for the giveaways and put the winners. So thank you everyone for your comments. I read them all. I do appreciate the comments. I just feel like I'm all over the place in my train of thought, you know, and I don't know. I just wing it, guys. It's me. There's not like a script. It's me. My brain is like ping, 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 squirrel. So that's just how I am. Okay. Prior finishes. These are old finishes. I pulled them out when I was doing my Christmas decorations. I may know the designer, may not. If you're interested, drop me a comment below and I will definitely look that up for you. I do know I've shared all this on Instagram, but I got a ton of Instagram posts and they're on there. And my Instagram, you can find me on Instagram at A Fiber Freak. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. My little calico cat, she's decided to start running around and play. So you may hear some cat play in the background. So anyway, I am A Fiber Freak on Instagram. If you would like to stop over and follow me, I post maybe daily. But I do post a lot of my progress on there and just weird things I come up with. So the first previous finish is a Satsuma Street, 12 Days of Christmas, all done on one piece of fabric. It is an even weave, but it's like a very, I don't know what the fabric is. It's very, very pale, but it has these like little dots on it. Can you see the little dots? They're very faint. But this is 12 Days of Christmas, Satsuma Street. And I did it all on one piece of fabric. And I did date this one, 2016 is when I did this one. And then other Christmases, I'm not sure who this one is. I have a whole series of these. This is December. I've done like half the months. It's just on a little piece of linen finished in like a little box cube, a little bow. I honestly couldn't tell you who this is. I have it somewhere. I don't want to misspeak. I want to say Heart and Hand, but I don't think so. If you want to know, drop me a comment. So that's that one. This one is a Lizzie Kate. Naughty or Nice. And this one, it's finished too in like a little cube. And I just have this trim. I got it like Joann's long ago. It has like these little rosettes on it, this little ruffly trim. It's just, ooh, I'm going to show you my bottom. This is all just pinned on. Nothing fancy. It's all pinned on. So that's Naughty or Nice. And then this I got at a quilter's estate sale. The quilter passed away, and her husband, the local quilt guild, helped sell all of her stash, or quilt stash, and she had some cross stitch stash in there too. So I got this. It was kitted. It had the like the gold thread and the linen and the fabric. I'm sorry, I got a kitty cat over here. And it's Peace on Earth. I'll have to look, if you really want to know the name of the pattern, I'll have to look to see what the name of the pattern is. That's Peace on Earth. I'm going to put everything. I love this one. This is a Lavender Wings. Yeah, Lavender Wings. It's like it's like one of the long legs, L-E-G-G-Z, long legs ones. And it's a Santa. And he's so cute. He's got his little star. I think if I recall, oh, he's got some sparkly, it's not coming up, but the sparkly stitching in his beard and his little thing. I think if I recall, like you're maybe supposed to put beads altering here, but this was back before I was beading anything. But I love him. A Mosey and Me. Some Santa. Got some buttons. That's a Mosey and Me. This is just a bear with all this white. I love the Mosey and Me's, and you're going to see that here in a little bit. Gone down a Mosey and Me rabbit hole. Frank, he passed away a few years ago, so you can't really, you get the patterns whether your store has it or secondhand market or whatever. But I've recently found some stuff he's designed and some kits, and I've fallen down a rabbit hole with that, and I'll get to that with haul. But there's a little bit of specialty stitching in his bag. You can see that. So that's really cute. That's Mosey and Me. This is a Frosted Pumpkin. It's the ginger Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas or something. It's Frosted Pumpkin. This is on, I want to say gingerbread. I want to say it's gingerbread. It's a linen, but that's Frosted Pumpkin. I don't always date the things, so I'm not sure when these were done, but that is a Frosted Pumpkin. You can still get this. This one's Merry Christmas. I want to say it's Country Cottage Needleworks, because I feel like I stitch a lot more Country Cottage Needleworks than I do Little House Needleworks. I think Little House Needleworks to me is a little more like houses and country-ish. And Country Cottage Needleworks to me has more of like the bright colors and fun colors and a little more vintagey feel. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Country Cottage Needleworks. Merry Christmas. I think this is a blue fabric. I may have dyed that. I'm not sure. Or I got that at the cross stitch store, but I'm not sure. I really love this one. I love the colors in it. And then the last one, prior finish, that I have to share with you is Merry and Bright. Once again, I want to say Country and Cottage. I stitched this one a number of years ago. It's mounted, 2018, Merry and Bright. I do have it kind of labeled 2018. This is like some plank thing I got at Walmart a long time ago. It has like a picture frame thing. You can hang it. And then I just mounted it and store-bought cording around it in a little bow. I don't know what fabric it's stitched on. It's got some gold fabrics, but that's Marion Bright. This one's really cute. Oh, it matches my nails. No, I like that one. Okay, so that was my prior, let me look around, previous finishes. I don't have a lot of room here. Okay, I have a finish, and then I have new starts and finishes, new starts, and a whip. Been a little busy. Okay, finish. Let's Talk Autumn by Hands On Design. And I stitched this on and I've already buried it. I've talked about it multiple times. 32 count Lagana in Lava Chocolate by Fiberlicious. And then here is my finish. So that is my finish on Let's Talk Autumn. I do have a frame for it. I was intending to frame it sometime before the video. I just never got around to it. I have winter all ready to go and start winter. I'm going to start it later this month. I'll start winter. But that is Let's Talk Autumn. I just love it. I love it on this fabric. I think the colors just pop so beautifully. It is so pretty. So pretty. Kathy at Hands On Design. Love her designs. I have so much of her stuff. I've stitched so much of her stuff. Okay, this next one is Heart and Hand Everyday Things. It came as the monthly, bi-monthly, whatever. So from the Silver Needle, a little help from our friend Stitching Circle. It's like a kit they send out every other month or so. It came with the floss. It came with this little needle, magnetic needle thing. It's got some Lady Dot Creates rickrack in here so you can finish it, and it came with the piece of linen. So I started this one because I just felt like starting something and wanting something quick. And of course, I finished it. Oh, I pressed it and you can still see my hoop marks. Oh well. So this is Everyday Things. Using all the called for flosses. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put it in a pillow finish like they show, and they have the rickrack going around it. You can see the rickrack. I was trying to figure out how to attach that very thin rickrack, and some suggestions were like glue it on. I don't know, and I'm not really big on. What am I going to do with all the little pillows? It does fit in like a 5x7 frame. So I just may put it in a little 5x7 frame and, you know, maybe put it in my office at work or something. So that's the Everyday Things. Very cute. And my next new start and finish, let me pull it out of the bag, is Hands On Design. Surprise, surprise. Twice Blessed. This was in my stash. It's been in my stash forever. And I was organizing my stash and stuff, and I came across it. And I was like, you know what? Just pull these out and stitch them. Get it done with. And I am using the called for. I did use all the called for floss. Not all neat and pretty. The called for floss. And the called for fabric, which is 32 count Jack's Rum. And I stitched both of them. There's Grateful. And there's Thankful. So I am going to finish these. I will do these ones as a little pillow finish, like she showed on her pattern, because her pattern shows, you know, with the little wool half circle sewn. So I'll do that. So that's Twice Blessed. So if I sit and focus on these little ones, they go fast. I need to do more of these little ones because they do go fast. Okay, so that was my whips, works in progress. Not my whips. Yeah, whip and a finish, because I finished the Let's Talk Autumn and I started the other two and finished them. And then I started 3 more. So let's get into the first one. Sorry, my little cats are on the prowl. I know one won't jump up here, but you never know about the other one. Okay, so this one I had to start. Quaker Fox by the Work Basket. Quaker Fox by the Work Basket. I'm using the called for white and the called for like charcoal gray for the feet, but I'm substituting out some Victorian Motto sampler flosses, rose hips and rustic plank for the fox body. And I'm stitching this on a 25 count Hunter Green Lugana 1/1, and I was inspired to do this by Linda, Stitchy Linda on Instagram. I was sitting next to her at the Ocala retreat at the beginning of November, and she was doing 1/1, and I was like, I love the look of that. I want to try. She inspired me. I bought some 25 count Lugana, and I started this 1/1. So this, all of this here, this one color is the Rose Hips by Victorian Motto sampler. And then for the darker parts of the fox, it'll be that color rustic plank. So I'm loving it. It is super tiny. I love it, love it. But the only thing I'm finding is I'm having difficulty burying my floss on the back. I'll show you my back because I don't care. So I'm having difficulty burying my floss on the back, and I was talking to Karen over at Karen, the owner of the Cross Stitch Cupboard, and she was like, yeah, it's one of the things of stitching 1/1. You don't have a lot of thread back there to work with to bury your floss. So I guess I'll just have to stitch more, practice more with it, and get used to it, or learn how to, you know, hold my floss end and bury it under my next new start of floss to maybe save my sanity a little. But I'm loving that. I'm gonna get back to that. Okay, let me put things away, because if I don't put them away, I will look for something later and it'll be missing. Okay, and my next new start, I found this on eBay, and I couldn't resist. I don't know. I don't know what got me, and I was a little surprised by it too, because it was a little different than what I was expecting it to be. But it is a Mosey and Me Seasons of Willy, and it's this one here, Santa Willy. So there's Santa Willy. He's like a little cat. And this pattern is meant for cross stitch. And it gives anchor and DMC conversions on the back. And it's meant for cross stitch. So I got this kit. I'm just going to show you my project bag. I got this kit off of eBay that came with all of this pearl cotton and rainbow gallery threads. There's stuff in here, Tweety, ultra suede, which is like some synthetic leather. It's very interesting to work with. Different colors of Tweety, faux fur, which is very fluffy, faux fur. This fireworks stuff, which is just gorgeous sparkle. Angora, super soft. And then it had this card of different threads. There's like a velvet and some just very interesting textured ones that it also calls for. This velvet one here and this one down here. This velvet is a pain to work with. And then there's this like Needle Necessities wool over dyed floss. Oh, and another alpaca. Oh, there's alpaca and Angora and faux fur. There's just a bunch of everything in here and a bunch of pearls. Plus some beads and some buttons. So it was an interesting kit that I got, and it took me a minute to sort out what was going on because it came with like 7 count, or no, it didn't come with fabric. Take that back. Did not come with fabric. It came with all that specialty flosses, and then it had in here, separate from the normal pattern, it had this handwritten patterns, which tells you the conversion of here's what the original symbols were, and here's the new specialty threads to use, like faux fur or pearl cotton or the ultra alpaca, and some special instructions. And then the interesting part was Willy's coat here. It had these instructions that say for Willy's coat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It had all these different things, like in this section you're going to use Tweety or Angora or the specialty floss. So what they did, and I'm only going to show you part of it, is there's a whole nother copy of the pattern here, and they took Willy's coat and see, they divided it up into different sections. So each section of Willy's coat here, I'm stitching in one of these specialty fibers that they call for. And because I've never stitched with any of this stuff, like this ultra suede or this Tweety or whatever, I found on Rainbow Gallery's website like a list to tell you if you're stitching with alpaca and what size fabric you're on. It'll tell you use as is, double it, whatever. So this was kind of helpful. And of course I had to also like search the internet too to try to find some tips and tricks on using some of this stuff. I went down to the cross stitch cupboard and picked out I think this is a 10 count fabric. I think it said Heatherfield on it. I don't know if you can see that. You see all the little different colors in the fabric. There's like little speckles of yellows and reds and blues and greens. It's really pretty. But I started Santa Willy. And I have all the different flosses here. Like that's the velvet. This is the overdyed wool. This is the suede stuff. Oh my gosh. This here and this is the suede right here, and here is the suede stuff. Half stitches. That's all I did with that, was half stitches. And you got to be really careful. Lay it flat. Don't let it twist. Short lengths. It was a little crazy. The velvet here, you got to be really careful of that. You can see I got like 2 needles here. I'm using a large tapestry needle. I want to say maybe it's an 18 or 20 or 22 something. It's a larger tapestry needle. But you got the velvet. There's the Angora. I've already taken like I have a small nail brush that I keep for just stitching if I'm working with like Angora or the whisper thread or something. After I stitch it, I take the brush and I run the brush over it to bring up the texture of the floss. And then there's just some other, I think that's a tweed. And then down here is the faux fur. If you can see the texture on it. There you go. There's the faux fur. And then this is the fireworks. So I started stitching Willy's coat in all the funky colors. And it's been a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to stitch with these specialty flosses. Apparently this was maybe some limited edition release at some fiber festival or something somewhere, because it's like, it's all kitted up. Oh, it says Silver Needle on top, so I guess the Silver Needle did this long ago. But it's all just specialty kitted up little kit for it. And I love it. I love it. I'm gonna keep working on it. And then I will finish it as a stand-up. Yeah, he will get finished as a stand-up. So let's put that one away. all his little papers. Oh, I love this bag. This bag was made for me by Just Crossing Stitches, justcrossingstitches.com. She has an Etsy shop. She makes beautiful bags. And I had some fabric. I got a bag or two from her, and I had some fabric, and I was like, do you mind, you know, if you're making me some bags? And she was like, sure. So she charged me whatever charge, and I sent her the fabrics, and I had this betta fish that I found at Joann's. I just loved it. I love the colors and stuff. So she made me the bag. So check her out. She has a shop on Etsy. Check her out. She's got beautiful bags. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep this train rolling. I'm going to save this one. It's a new start, but I'm going to save this one because this one has some discussion around it you're going to like. Next new start. This is the hands-on design cookie exchange sal. The first clue came out on Wednesday, December 1st. The second clue came out yesterday, Friday, December 3rd. And the last clue will come out Sunday, December 5th. And it's hand-on design, and it's a mystery stitch-along. The fabric is the called for fabric, and I want to say it's vintage Tiffany. It's 32 count. I think I got even weave. Vintage Tiffany from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. She is probably still is selling special 9x9 cuts for the stitch along. I don't know if you can still get the pattern or not. I think there was a deadline to sign up for the pattern. But if you were lucky, you know, enough to get in, this is the progress on it. The first clue was the cookie cutters and the holly stars, and then the second clue came out, and it's a table that I'm working on right now. So hopefully I'm going to try to work on that today and get that finished, and then be ready for clue 3, the final clue, on Sunday. So there's that one. And I'm using the called for flosses. Okay, and then my last one is a whip. I'm not taking it out of the Q-snap because I am actively working on it. It is Dreidel Dreidel by Ink Circles. And I started this one in Mania of 2020, and then it didn't get picked up. I'm doing it a little opposite. Instead of blue floss on white fabric, I'm doing white floss B5200 on a blue fabric. And the fabric I'm stitching on is a 28 Cashel linen colorway Dwarf. And I will show you my progress. Let me move my needle minder. When I picked it up, I had this dreidel done, this dreidel, I think I had this menorah done, and then I have whatever little bit down here. It's not the full bottom done, but I basically finished this entire quadrant here, except that dreidel was already done. I finished this entire quadrant here and finished this menorah. So my goal is, what I'm trying to do with this is stitch on it for the full 8 days of Hanukkah. So I picked it up on Sunday. I've been stitching on it steadily. But then the hands-on design cookie one came out, and I've been trying to keep up with that one. So I might give this another day or two after Hanukkah ends, just to see how much progress I get. Will I finish it? Probably not. If I can get over here, you know, to the next corner, maybe get a Q-snap moved, I'll be happy. But I'll definitely get it finished in time for Hanukkah next year for my husband. So that's Dreidel Dreidel. Okay, I do have one last new start, but that goes along with something here. Wow, one of my visits. Oh, we went up beginning of November, to visit my mom and my dad for my dad's birthday. And my mom was like, she watches my videos. Hi, Mom. I know you're watching. Probably like the first lady who watches. She sent me home with some kits that she had, that she bought. And she's like, can you stitch these for me? I can't see them and I really, really want them stitched. So what am I going to say? No. So she sent me home with kits. One of the kits she sent me home with is a Design Works kit, Feathered Stars. It's got Ada. It's that stiff Ada. I'm probably going to switch out the fabric. I know she won't care, but to make it more pleasant for me to stitch, I'm going to switch out the fabric. This doesn't look that bad. It's got okay back stitching. The whole sky here looks like half stitches, so this one shouldn't be too bad. I just got to get rid of this stiff Ada, which I don't like. The next one she sent me home with was a Dimensions kit, Baby's Welcome Birth Record. And she actually started this. She has the flosses all organized. And she started it with all the back stitching in the center. She asked me to finish it for, oh, I just noticed. Oh, I thought that was an ink marking her center, but it's just like a little piece of floss. She asked me to finish it for my niece's birth record. My niece is 26 years old. So I'll finish it for her. But then she also requested, can you stitch two of them? Same pattern. Stitch it twice. And stitch one for my other niece, who is 21 years old. So I'll be stitching this twice. I want to say, okay, I think all this mint stuff is half stitches, so it shouldn't be too bad. But all these little tiny flowers and stuff, there's back stitching and color changes. And then I got to chart out all their names and stuff. She has the one niece on the instructions charted out, but then I got to chart out the other niece. To make it easier, I mean, they were both born at the same hospital. You know, yeah, as like the hospital and city, they were both born at the same hospital in the same city, so that'll be easy enough. And the parents are the same, so I just got to rechart out some of it. I'm not sure when I'll start that. Maybe I'll start it before my nieces turn 40. And the last thing she sent me home with was a Maxine. She loves Maxine. A cross stitch thing. There's no place like home. Go there. And I did pull this one out and started on it, the kit. I organized all the colors. And I love, there you go. I'm not going to read that out loud, but I do not spew profanities. I enunciate like a lady. I got that on Etsy if you're looking for it. If you want to know the name of the shop, drop me a comment below and I'll get you the name of the shop. But I organized all the flosses and I started working on it. I left this one on the Ada. I don't know which way it goes. I think it goes this way. I started it. So I gave it a start. I'll work on it slowly but surely. I think if I just focused on it, I'll probably have it done in no time. So that was my new start, one of my new starts there, and that's part of plans is to work on that. Let's get into, let me do plans before I do haul because I know not everybody likes haul, but let's do plans. So plans are, I have a stitch along coming to start, or start along coming to start with Vicky, the Virginia Stitcher. We are going to start Mirabilia's Winter Queen on the winter solstice, December 21st. And I have my fabric, and I got my floss, and my beads and everything. And my fabric is a 32 count Jobeline Summer Sky. So that's the fabric I'm going with. for Winter Queen. Yes, I did floss toss. She will show up really well on it. The some of the main colors here are these blues. Which they'll be fine. So that is Winter Queen, and we're gonna start that on December 21st. And I have it in I made this project bag. I have my working copy of my pattern ready. And it's a project bag I made. I like this one I made. It's nice and big. You can fit 8 by 11 or an 11 by 11 Q-snap in there. So it's a good size project bag. And then my working copy is all ready to go. I take it over to the FedEx Kinko's and make a copy, because these ones are like, that's how big the pattern is. Big pattern. So I make a nice working copy. And one of my other plans, so I mentioned how I'm thinking about what I want to do for 2022. But I do know one of the things I definitely want to do for 2022 is start, finally, after however many years, is start the Brooks Books Advent Animals. I started collecting these when she first released them in like 2014, 2015, but they were all supposed to be released like within a year. It took longer than the year to release them. It took, I think Brooke fights health issues. And at the time, I think she had a health issue, and it just took longer to release them at that time. And so I didn't start them back then because I was like, I'll just wait till they all come out and collect them. So they're all out. They are freebies on Brooks Books website, brooksbooks.com. They're freebies on there. The Advent Animals, 25 animals. I was looking at this. I've only printed out like 16 of them, so that's enough to get me started. There is I want to say there's a Facebook group is where I found this, but there's like a, I think this is where I got this. The Facebook group has a master list of all the DMCs. There's not many, like 45 colors, all the DMCs that are used, and then which of the animal uses it. So I went over this morning and I got the flosses. I was going to go over to the Joann's and use a good coupons and stuff, but then thankfully I read on Facebook, the local police department posted a thing like road closing for, I guess there's a parade today, and it was going to close like within an hour of me going to that Joann's, and I was like, no, I'm not getting caught in that traffic. So I went to Michael's instead and still used a coupon, so it was nice. And I got all the flosses except for one. So circle back. I want to start the Advent Animals in 2022. I will start the Advent Animals in 2022. The only thing I'm thinking about, I bought this piece of fabric long ago to start the animals on. And it's a piece of Ada. And for some reason, all this time in my mind, I thought it was more of like a bright solid blue. But now that I'm pulling it out, it has like these gray, darker spots of blue. And it's got this really bright white spot in it. So like half the fabric, it's a big piece of fabric. So like half the fabric over here is more solid, and over here it's got bright bit of white in it. I was thinking stitching all 25 on one piece of fabric, and I would just have one piece of fabric to finish off somehow, whether I finish it off in like a quilted wall hanging or I frame it. It's just one piece of fabric. Or use the same fabric for all of them, stitch them individual and frame them up as individual ornaments. Do it that way, but they're all in the same fabric for uniformity. And then another part of me, and I was running this by with my girlfriend, was stitching them all on different fabrics. I have fabric in my sewing room that's just left over from other projects or from grab bags. And do I stitch them all on a different piece of fabric and then finish them all off as individual ornaments. And that way I can kind of like match the fabric to the animal of what goes with the animal, or would that make it look too busy? So what's your thoughts on it? Should I do it all one big piece? And I'm not sure I'm going to use this piece of fabric. Not even sure if I want to use blue. I know the examples were all stitched on blue, and a lot of people have stitched them on blue. I'm not thinking I'm going to use this piece of Ada. I don't know if I'll use blue. I may use another color, maybe a petit point, one that has the little dots all over it. Maybe I'll use one of those. All on one piece of fabric. Individual with the same fabric, or each one on a different fabric and individual. I don't know. Because if I do them all individual, then I need to finish them all individual, and that's 25 individual ornaments to finish. If I do them all in one, that's either a wall hanging or a framing. Easy. But then again, too, thought just came to me. I can do them individual on different fabrics and then sew them together in like a quilt. What's your thoughts? Leave me a comment. Help this old girl figure it out. I am going to start January. Hopefully, New Year's weekend. And I will put up a video. My next video will be New Year's weekend, probably New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, one of the two. And I'm going to do a whip parade. I'm going to go through all my whips and do a whip parade. I don't have that many, but I got enough. So I'm going to do a whip parade. And then hopefully by then I'll have the decision made with your help of how I want to stitch them. Let me know, please, what your ideas are. I'm going to put it out on Instagram too and see what everyone thinks. Okay. Haul. Let's get into some haul. I actually got my delivery before my video. I caught the postman. I was coming back from Michael's and the postman was there, so these just came in. They're brand new released. I was so excited to get these from Satsuma Street. I don't know if she still has a discount on them right now, but you could check out her Etsy shop. They're her new kits. These are on perforated paper. I've done a few of these before, but these are her new ones that just came out. So this is Turtle Doves. Partridge, I've already done partridge on my little tree. Partridge in a pair, the partridge in a pair. So it looks like she might be doing the whole 12 Days of Christmas at some point. So because this is Turtle Doves. Tree Topper with the Santa, so cute. Mitten Kitten. And Holiday Horse. So I love these little kits. I've done, so they come with the floss, the sequins, a needle. If you see down here, you see the partridge, candy claws, the deer. I've done the partridge, candy claws. I think I've done them all. Did I do the snowman? Oh yeah, I've done them all. 3 of them are on my little tree right now. I think snowman's still waiting to be finished. So then the new ones are these, the ones I just showed you. So those came in. I'll fit some of those in next year. They're smalls. They go fast. Okay, this is going to be fun. So my Mosey and Me that I showed you, Santa Willy. I went down a rabbit hole and I found that and I was like, that is so cute with all the specialty flosses. It's so much fun to stitch. I went down a bit of a rabbit hole because I was like, there's got to be more of these. It just couldn't have been just like one time thing. Oh yeah, there's more. So at my local cross stitch store, the Cross Stitch Cupboard, she had some old ones because, you know, you got a cross stitch store that's been around for 40 years. Odds are they got some good old stuff. So she had this Buford in Blue, which is a bunny, and it calls for all the rainbow galleries. And she had it as a kit in her shop with all the Rainbow Gallery stuff. Tweed, alpaca, Splendor silks. So she had it all together in a kit. And while I was there, I bought, where's the thing? One moment, it's lost in the bag. A piece of paper that tells me what it is. It's a 10 count, whatever it is. It's a 10 count something, piece of fabric. So we're gonna start at some point, Buford and Blue on the 10 count fabric. She has a couple more of these if you want one. You may not. She's got a couple more of these left. One or two. I can't wait to start this. This will be fun. So when I finish Santa Willy, I'm gonna be starting, I don't know which one yet, but I'm gonna be starting one of these and keep one of these going, because after I did that that Charlie Harper one, the cat, and it's in one of my prior videos where I stitched it on 10 count Tula over 2, and I turned it into a 5 count, and I stitched it with like number 3, I think it was number 3 pearl. That was so much fun to stitch. And Santa Willy's being fun, so I'm really enjoying this. And so I scoured, and I found on eBay Mr. Sam, the 4th of July man. And I mean, so I found that one, and it had all the Rainbow Galleries. So it's got some good Arctic Rays, which is a pain to work with on like cross stitch fabric, but on like a 10 count, it's probably going to be easy peasy. It's got Splendor silks in here, some more Frosty Rays, Silk and Cream, Razzle Dazzle. So it's all these like specialty flosses, and it's like cross stitch. You just cross stitch. It's not embroidery. It's not needlepoint or anything. It's just cross stitch. So you're just using, because you're going to do it on like a, I think it calls for, this one calls for a 7 count cloth turn. I'll do it on 7 count or 10 count. You just cross stitch them. So you don't really have to know fancy stitches. And then I found the Dinner Guest turkey. And this one came with the fabric, the buttons, and once again, all the specialty stuff. So that'll be fun to do. And because I set myself up on whatchamacallit, eBay for like saved searches, it alerted me when the Mosey's was in, I was able to grab the whole Pilgrim thing, the whole Thanksgiving thing. So I got Chief Big John, Princess Harvest Moon, Little Prissy Pilgrim, Percyville Pilgrim, Prudence Pilgrim, and Little Chief Stand Among Pumpkins. So I think I'm gonna stitch all of these with the Dinner Guest as like stand-ups and put them out at Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'll have these, since these are just patterns, I'll have to get all the specialty flosses, the buttons. I'll have to figure that out because it calls from like buttons and pebble beads and stuff. So a lot of that I just have to figure out. But it's, once again, it's like crosses or half crosses. There's really nothing that's like specialty stitches in here. If there is, they'll tell you off to the side here, like a checker stitch. They'll just tell you. There's not really anything that's, you know, too mind-blowing that I can't handle. Or like, where'd it go? I just saw it. Oh yeah. So there's another one. It's just got a little specialty stitch, a reverse Scotch stitch, and it just shows you how to do it. So that will be fun to do. And then it also had this one in the bunch, which is Cupid and Count Willy. Oh, look at that little Dracula cat. And this is just the normal cross stitch pattern like the Santa one was. I guess these were seasonal. You can get them seasonal. But I like to count Willy. So that's my foray into stand-ups on large count stuff. And then one more piece of haul to share with you is I had Karen at the cupboard order this for me. Heartstring Samplery. Remember Me? And it's based on, it says it in here somewhere, 17th century band sampler. It's a quote around the 1700s. And it says, when this you see, remember me and keep me in your mind, and be not like the weathercock that turn at every wind. When I am dead and laid in grave and all my bones are rotten, by this may I remembered be when I should be forgotten. So that's really pretty. Start that at some point. Apparently, I read somewhere on Beth Twist's site that she doesn't, none of her stuff ever goes out of print or whatever. If you want something that's not actively out in the stores or available, you contact your local LNS and they can apparently order them for you, because that's what I did. I contacted Karen and she was able to contact Beth Twist at Heartstring Samplery and she ordered it for me. So that was pretty awesome. And I've already lost, the bag it came in. Oh well, I'll find it. So, I was all over the place, wasn't I? Oh well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. Please leave me any comments below. I love reading your comments. And I'm going to put this mess away and settle in my stitchy chair with my kitty cats, or at least go love on my kitty cats because they don't sit with me. Settle in my stitchy chair, pull up some Flosstube on this chilly December day, and watch some Flosstube and get some stitching done. So everybody, you have a good December. I will be back at the end of December. Everyone have a happy holiday season. Enjoy your holidays. And I will see you back at the new year with a whip parade. Bye everyone. Thank you.